Yo, what's up guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be looking at meme coins and understanding when we think they are going to take off. So at the minute we're looking at the total 2 chart. As you can see currently we've hit the 618 and gone between the 618 and the 702, so we've retraced perfectly. We've come down to obviously build up a support level. As you can see we've got a double bounce on the 382 there, kind of creating the double bottom. I would imagine we're kind of in an accumulation zone right now, ready for takeoff at some point later this year. May is typically bearish during an election year, so obviously, you know, until we kind of get to the latter end of May, up until around this point here, I would imagine we're still going to be in accumulation and probably into June as well, because June typically is a bullish month, but it's not a really bullish month, whereas July, August are very bullish, and you tend to have the most price action in those months, so that makes complete sense. And then when we look at Bitcoin, you know, we're kind of, again, I feel like this is going to end up being a bit of an accumulation zone. We've already been in accumulation, kind of dropped out, dropped back in it, kind of carry on through the zone. You know, if that's around 27th of May and you could come back down here and then bounce up, makes complete sense. We're just going to see what happens. As I said the other day, that's already rejected from this zone here and come down, so we'll just see how that plays out. Right, looking at the different coins. So Doge has come down from this big move, come down, retraced to 702, and now seems to be pushing its way back up. Sort of what I imagine is we're going to, after building this support, going to come up and kind of accumulate and then go, and that's going to match up with the total 2 market. So I think very soon there's going to be a big push up. Again, same thing, even if we look at Shiba Inu, come back, bounce on a 702, seems to be in an accumulation, makes complete sense. Even Pepe lines up with that as well. We come up, bounce, 702, it's had a bit more of a push up than the than Doge and Shiba, but I'd probably put that on more to relevance at the minute, because this is more of a meme coin from this cycle, whereas Shiba and Doge are from the last cycle. So you can kind of get a good understanding of why, you know, Pepe is going to have a bit more of an increase in the market than previous altcoins and previous meme coins would have. But as you can see, all of these prices are generally matching up from bouncing on the 702. I know Doge has done that twice now, which is very interesting, but that means it's just building up a really good solid base of support, which is always what we want to see. When we look at other indicators like the MACD and RSI, obviously we've had a bounce there off a moving average. We've kind of had a push up, which is technically a bullish cross, but you know, it's looking like we might have a bit of chop along the bottom here before it pushes up. Shiba Inu again is looking pretty similar. Yep, kind of chopping around. Same thing under here, we're just under the moving average, but looking like we might have a bit of a bullish impulse on Shiba. And then same thing for Pepe. You know, we're a bit more overextended on Pepe, so we are kind of a bit further along than these coins are, or at least have pushed a lot higher. So depending on how you see this, you could see this as if you really wanted to, like a big head and shoulders pattern, or from there, so you have to push up, but that would probably be the move, kind of double top, come down, find another base of support and then push higher is probably what I would imagine with that. So it's looking really positive for a lot of these meme coins, and I think there's going to be a nice bullish impulse to come. Obviously, when we talk about where do we think these coins are going to go, it's very difficult to kind of say. Pepe's kind of its own thing. It's very fresh and new in the market. How high that ceiling is, to be honest, I can't really say. It's very hard to judge. I mean, if we're basing on, like, say, like Doge last cycle, you know, this is probably the zone we're in right now. So if we're going to match even remotely similar to what happened in Doge, you kind of finish this accumulation zone. Let's do that right. You know, you're talking a big old percentage rise. It's going to definitely depend on how much of an influx into meme coins we're actually going to have, or whether people are going to prioritize different sectors like the AI sector. So we just need to see how that plays out. But again, you know, if you get that much of a push that kind of matches, that would be fantastic. Shiba Inu again, you know, if we go from, to be honest, it's a bit of an odd chart, but say we come down here to that accumulation zone there, so that accumulation zone, push up 286%. So even then, it's a big gain in percentage. So there is a lot in the market to be made money-wise, even in these assets. I think Pepe's probably got a higher ceiling than Doge and Shiba Inu just because a newer asset. It hasn't had a big old bull run like the other two have, so they've come down and retraced at a high level. So it's going to be interesting to see where those kind of sit. But as you can see, Total 2 is looking good. It's looking bullish. We've had a big, good kind of double bottom there, and I think we're looking to accumulate a little bit more and have a push up higher. That's kind of backed with, if we look at the S&P right now, we're having big pushes up in the market, which is really positive. So hopefully that keeps pushing up higher. DXY again is looking negative. That's at a negative break there, which is good. Very bearish there. So hopefully that trend kind of continues down more. So yeah, it's looking bullish. We just need to keep an eye and see what Bitcoin's doing. But as soon as Bitcoin goes, I think these altcoins are going to go. But even if we go from Doge to the all-time high, you're talking 400% still. So there's a lot of room to still make a lot of money in the market. And then with Shiba Inu, you are talking a 288 times. So there's a lot of upside still on these altcoins, which is really positive. Again, Pepe, if we make a similar sort of move, say, I don't know, 288%. Yeah, let me zoom out a little bit more. So we make that 288% move. You're looking at a price of 0.00003190, or if you're kind of getting the same as Doge, or roughly 400%, it's a 4444141. No, sorry, 0.00004179. So you're looking at quite a bit of upside there, even for Pepe as well. We need to just keep an eye on these indicators as well, just to see where we end up. You can see the overextension here, and then where we come down. So you can see, really, that's preset quite early, but yeah, you can see that, and then you come tumbling down. So yeah, we're just keeping an eye on these coins, keep an eye on what Bitcoin's doing. We want to make sure this zone here kind of holds, and then at some point we have a push up. But as soon as we hit that push up, all of these altcoins are going to run. And again, probably the rest of the market as well, because when you're looking at this zone here, it's looking for the accumulation to build up before we kind of have a takeoff. So anyway, guys, that's the video today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.